Greetings and salutations, scholars, and welcome to the final episode of the Scholars with a Capital S podcast. This is our 12th episode. It is our finale, and we have no guests today, just me and Rachel, your two hosts.
Hello, everybody. It is the final hurrah of the year.
Yeah, last one, kind of a summary, a finale. I'm not sure what else to call it, I guess.
Goodbye.
A goodbye, yeah. That's a good word, yeah. For sure. So with no further ado, we have some new segments, some old segments coming back today. And so we're going to start with a new segment, which I like to call The Decision. So what this is a reference to is in 2010, LeBron James, who had played on the Cleveland Cavaliers, his contract was up. And so he had the decision where he announced where he was going the next year, where he announced he was going to the Miami Heat. And so I'm going to be doing that today. But it's me, and not where I'm taking my basketball talents, but where I'm taking my academic career after I graduate Binghamton University in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. And so, I guess, yeah, so I'm not quite sure how do I announce this in the most dramatic way, but drum roll, please. In the fall, I will be taking my talents to the Hoosier State, to Indiana University, Bloomington, to pursue a master's in higher education and student affairs.
Yay, Eli!
Thank you. So if you were a little confused by the cover photo of the podcast, it was supposed to be a hat with a question mark on it, because when you get drafted in there's a lot of basketball references here. I apologize. When you get drafted, they give you a hat with the team, or when you commit to a college, they give you a hat with the college. So it's like a question mark, where is Eli going?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Elijah's leaving us.
Yeah, so that was the decision.
Top choice, too.
That was my top choice, yeah.
Yes.
Indiana University, one of the best programs in the country for higher education. So I'm very, very grateful, very excited to be going there next year.
And I do say, you tried to say you're not taking your basketball talents, but I do believe your basketball talents will be traveling with you to Indiana.
We'll be taking them with me, yeah, actually. That's a good point.
You can catch him on the courts.
Yeah,
I don't know what their facilities are like at Indiana.
Yeah, they do have a good basketball team, so.
Maybe a little rec moment.
Little rec, yeah.
Intramural,
Hopefully, that would be fun, yeah.
I could see it. I see the vision.
Thank you.
Some course curriculum, or future plans in higher education. More basketball.
We need more basketball.
That'll be your research focus. More basketball.
Yeah, the impact of there's some intramural sports stuff, and I don't know if that research exists. Maybe it probably does, but how that impacts student success. Mm-hmm. That would be interesting. That'd be cool. Anyway, so that was the decision. Mm-hmm. We're now going to move on. We're bringing back one of our most popular segments. We've done this at least twice that I can think of, where we had a draft. We had one with Derek, I know, and we had one with Morella.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a draft, just the two of us. And this is not a competitive draft. This is more just a fun, talk about some of our favorite places in Binghamton.
Mm-hmm. No beef here.
No beef, although, knowing us, maybe
there might be.
Yeah, no promises.
There might be beef.
So it's going to be a draft of our favorite things in Binghamton. So be as creative as you want. It could be a place, a restaurant, a spot on campus, however you interpret a thing in Binghamton. Mm-hmm. So we'll do a draft. I suppose we'll do a snake draft like we always do. Rachel, do you want to go first or second?
First. So I can just pick anything?
Yeah, anything.
How many choices do we get?
5 total. So you'll get 1, then I'll get 2, then you'll get 2, then you'll get 2, then I'll get.
All right. And so this is. Yeah. I'm not going to try and be cooler than anyone else. I'm just going to be transparent to my Binghamton experience.
That's good.
So I'm going to start with spot on campus. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Spot on campus. Personally, for me, Grandito in the Fine Arts Building. For those of you that do not know, we have a Fine Arts Building on campus. There's this area called the Grand Corridor, and off of that area there's this little hallway by one of the theaters, and I am a member of the Binghamton Ballroom Dance Association, and we kind of steal this place and claim it as our own. There are couches and these really large windows that lead directly into the Fine Arts Courtyard, which are really pretty. And I spend my time there dancing, taking naps, eating marketplace food, gabbing with the girls. And I genuinely think, especially since moving off campus, having no, like, dorm to go back to, I, like, treat it like my pseudo bedroom. And that is the place I spend the most time on campus, I would say.
Good pick.
So that's my pick.
Nice. All right, I'm going to go a different direction. And if you know me at all, this should not be a surprise. I'm going to take Wegmans, the grocery store.
Yes.
My favorite so I used to work there, not at the one in Binghamton, at the one in New Jersey, in Montvale. And so that's my favorite grocery store. I go every week. The Scholars Program is a big Wegmans fan. We get a lot of food there for the program. But even beyond that, I think it's a lot of fun. It's very clean. It's very friendly. The people who work there are very nice. They have great ingredients at not a high price. So that's my first pick, Wegmans.
I love Wegmans.
Yeah.
They also have good food.
They do have good food, yeah.
Like outside of like just grocery shopping for yourself, like if you get stuff catered, you can get pizza there. Oh, wonderful memory. Was there a freshman year? We went and got pizza, and then what did we do? A movie night after? I don't even know.
We picked up stuff.
Yeah.
Remember that.
And it was good pizza. Like because there are no Wegmans where I live, in New York.
Yeah.
So I remember coming here and you talking about working at Wegmans and Scholars 127. And I was like, what is this kid talking about?
Yeah.
What is so great about a grocery store? And I think I've been converted.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it. With my second pick, I'm going to go with a restaurant.
Okay.
I'm going to go, this goes back to our second episode with Derek. We did a restaurants in Binghamton Draft.
Yep.
And this, I believe, was either the first or second pick. And I didn't get a chance to pick it then. But I do have a chance now. So I'm going to take 205 Dry.
Yep.
Which I think we've talked about in a few other podcasts too, maybe. And they have good food, good drinks.
Yeah.
It's like a speakeasy themed restaurant.
Cool.
So it's cool.
They've got mocktails, they've got cocktails, they've got really good mac and cheese. They have an amazing meatball parm appetizer that I'm obsessed with. Great vibes. That's a wonderful choice.
Thank you. All right, Rachel, you get picks 2 and 3 now.
Picks 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna also go with like a restaurant, not more cafe, but you know. I might have said this on that restaurant draft with Derek, but Strange Brew, downtown. It's literally right nearby my apartment within walking distance. And recently, as I've been preparing for the LSAT, I love to go there on weekends, get a latte or a coffee, get a breakfast sandwich, and just literally sit at their tables and do work literally until they close. I'll stay there from like late morning until like 5 o'clock and just do work. And it's nice because one, like good drinks, good food, but also just it's a really cool space. They play good music. They've got really cool like posters of like random actors like Al Pacino on the walls. And also like they also sell really good like food. So if you're there in the morning and then you stay until lunchtime, you can get actual like mac and cheese and stuff like that. They do boba. And I just love the vibes.
Good pick. Yeah, I've been there a few times. Nice place.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do another campus spot. This has very recently become a fan favorite location of mine because I am poor and no longer have a meal plan on campus. John Arthur Cafe.
John Arthur Cafe.
Another fine arts location, okay? I had never gone there my whole time at Binghamton. I'm a junior now. I recently started going there because my friends would head there after class and get breakfast. Number one, just super cute spot. Like, again, another, like, cafe style as you work there on days that I'm not, like, super busy and I have time in between classes and work at the scholar's office. But the food and coffee is really cheap. Like, if you go other places on campus and you try and get a bagel, it's, like, $5. Go to this place, you can get bagel cream cheese for, like, $2. And a nice hot coffee. I, like, go there and get breakfast and I spend, like, $3. And then I can sit in a cute little space and do my work and feel like a little indie baddie or something. I don't know. But they've got outlets, they've got coffee, they've got bagels, they've got bread and like other like cute little breakfast desserts. Highly recommend. Good study space.
Good. I've actually never been there.
Yes, low-key's a hidden gem. And, you know, it's great for like off-campus students that don't have a meal plan because it's not a place you just use meal plan. They just take card.
Yeah.
Because it's like an actual like restaurant. Well, restaurant, cafe, whatever.
Yeah.
I love it there.
Good pick.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that like 2 of your 3 picks are located in the
Fine Arts building. And it's funny because I've never even had a class there. I just spent so much time there because of like extracurriculars. So
yeah. All right, so I have my 3rd and 4th picks, and I'm gonna take another restaurant.
Okay.
And this is probably like, if you ask anybody, like random people on the Binghamton campus, like, oh, what's your favorite restaurant in Binghamton? This is probably gonna be the most common answer, and I'm gonna go with the Lost Dog.
Yep.
Lounge and Cafe or something like that. I've actually never like sat down and eaten there. I've only been there at like catered events, like in their like back room.
What? You've never actually eaten at Lost Dog?
Well, I've eaten their food.
What, you have never like
I've not sat down and
That
ordered.
is insane.
But it's very good. The penne, the rigatoni alla vodka, yeah.
Classic, absolutely famous.
And it's just like, it's cool. It's downtown. The vibes are nice.
Yep.
Their back room is we had like a staff party there for orientation.
Oh, fun.
And it was pretty awesome. So that's my 3rd pick. And then my 4th pick, this is kind of like a cheeky answer, but I'm going to take the Binghamton University Scholars Program.
That's your favorite place?
Number 4. Yeah, well, it's a thing in Binghamton. So I just feel like, they created this podcast. I mean, we both work for the program, and I do very much love the program, and I'm very grateful to all the opportunities that it has given me.
Beautiful.
So, and the community it has built.
Yay! We wouldn't be here together without it.
That's true. All right, Rachel, you got your last 2 picks.
Last 2. Okay, well, I'm going to piggyback off of you, except just go more specific. I'm going to say the Scholar's Office, specifically. I have spent an insane amount of hours in this building over the past 2 years since I started, like, working as staff here. And it's just such a nice space to do work. One, I just love seeing Catherine, Royal, and Steve and being able to, like, catch up with them because it's not always just, like, professional conversations. Like, we'll have conversations about what's going on with me and what's going on campus. So one, I just love getting an inside scoop. We've got those big comfy leather chairs. I can make some hot chocolate. And I just really enjoy doing work here. There are sometimes, like, last semester during finals week, like, where I would literally just use my key with other Lauren and just do work. Even after hours, because it's just such a good space to do that. So I'm very appreciative to have that kind of like private space when sometimes it's a little difficult to get that kind of workspace on campus, especially in Bartle.
It's cool, especially for us. Like, we have a key, we can come here after hours.
Yep.
So it's a special place for sure. Even beyond that, just for regular, not office worker students. There's a printer, there's a microwave, there's a fridge. Okay, I actually love the fridge so much because I don't have a huge appetite usually, so I go to the marketplace and I get a meal, and the portions are huge, and I can't finish it. I don't want to throw it away, so I put it in the fridge and I eat it later.
Especially if you go to Copper Top.
Oh, the pasta bowls are huge.
Pasta bowls are ginormous. It's like, and honestly, Copper Top is one of the cheaper places to eat at Marketplace, and the serving sizes are insane. What is it? CPD, calories per dollar. It's a good deal. It's
a good deal. Or like Royal Indian, if you get.
I've never actually been.
Royal, okay, it's really good, and they give you like a big portion. I can never finish it, so.
You can say
even Main Bowl I can't finish, which like isn't that big, but.
It's not that bad. But honestly though, if you get like everything on it, you get like any form of like mayo or anything on top of it too, it can just feel heavy. Yeah. Like even if the actual amount of food isn't that much, even though I love Main Bowl.
Yeah. Good picks. Okay.
My final pick, I also feel like you might have mentioned this on a podcast. I can't remember, but doesn't matter because this is, last hurrah. It's okay to tap on the past.
Go for it. Yeah, I have a lot, so.
Restaurant, I'm going to do restaurant. Lover Sushi.
Oh, I have picked that.
You have talked about this, right? I have only gone there a couple of times. I went there once last year with Becca Carpenter, who's on the podcast, and her family. I also went for a friend's birthday this year. It is, like, once again, I feel like it's such a hidden gem. Every time I go there, it's, like, dead. There's no one in that restaurant. I don't know why. But, one, the food is so good. And I feel like at a good price, too, considering it's sushi.
A very good price for sushi, yeah.
And the artistry they, like, do with the plates. They literally... Okay, whatever, you get your pretty little sushi roll, but then they put, like, little, like, flower decorations on it, and it's just, like, such a cute, adorable spot, and I love sushi. So good food, good ambiance, good price. You don't have to wait. Also the staff is always just so sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a nice spot.
Great restaurant.
I'm a big fan as well. Okay, so for my last pick,
Mm-hmm.
I had a board here, and there's a lot of things on the board left because we kind of went different directions, which is good for me. But I think I'm gonna go with. All right, this is a funny pick.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick Binghamton University as a whole, just like the whole thing. It's a thing in Binghamton, and I think obviously it's the reason that we're all here.
Mm-hmm.
Every student here, right? If there was no university, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a lovely campus.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of when I visited the first time, and it was like I was deciding, and so it's kind of a funny story. Is I was between like Binghamton and Rutgers and
Mm-hmm.
Stony Brook, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Binghamton, and if I don't like it, then I'll like visit a different one and see if I like that one. So it was the first one on my list. I was like, this is my number one. I came here, I was like, oh, it's like nice. So I was like, okay, I'll go to Binghamton.
That's
and
it?
I never saw any other schools.
Oh, well, Stony Brook, sorry not to be a hater to the SUNY system. Love public New York, you know. Not like an ugly campus in my professional opinion.
Yeah.
And while Binghamton can be dreary and gray, I feel like Stony Brook is much bleaker for some reason.
The architecture is very pretty. We walked by Newing. We couldn't go in anywhere because it was COVID, so we like walked by Newing. I was like, oh, this looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's pretty. Yeah, and there's so many cool spots.
Yeah.
So I feel like with that pick, I kind of got all of your picks.
Yeah, you stole them all actually.
I stole the market. Like I love the marketplace
Yes.
as an off-campus student. There's so much variety. The classrooms are cool. Like I have no complaints about the Binghamton University campus. So.
No, yeah, and all the academic buildings kind of have such a different like vibe.
Yeah.
Like the difference between the science buildings and fine arts and classroom wing and lecture hall, like the different study spaces you can kind of like find for yourself, like the little nooks and stuff. It's nice. Like it's like everything's so like pretty and succinctly organized within the brain.
Yeah. Oh, the brain. That's a great. Yeah.
You know,
the way it's organized.
It's
I like
like
that. Yeah.
but it's still there's so much variety and like pretty things. You know, we've got the nature preserve. We've got courtyards in our buildings. We've got a greenhouse. Like, yeah, I really am very happy with the campus as a whole.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we both had 5 awesome picks.
Yes.
I think they were all great. Everybody's a winner in this podcast now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So our next segment, we're going to do some redemption for Rachel. If you recall, on the President Stanger podcast, she flopped. She got destroyed by President Stanger, who knew his stuff.
Flop City, yeah.
We're going to give you a chance to redeem yourself
Same
with the
questions?
exact same questions.
No!
Did she learn her lesson? Did she learn anything?
I didn't. I don't think I did.
Well, maybe it's like there. You just don't remember it
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
Question number 1. What are our 3 university values?
Peace, love, and Baxter. That's what I'm going to
Is
say.
it unity, identity, and excellence?
I was going to say something about excellence. Didn't matter. I can imagine like the little insignia that has it on there. No.
The logo, yeah.
It's okay. I don't
the seal.
need to have the words memorized because I know as an accepted student I embody all 3.
Well, how can you embody them if you don't know them?
Because it's so innate and
Well,
like
if it was so
in my
innate, you could have
DNA.
named them.
No, yeah, because it's just I don't need to put a word to it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. The audience definitely believes you.
Yes, they do. They do. They're on my side.
All right, question number 2. What is the official school color of Binghamton?
It's Pantone green. I don't know the number.
Pantone 342.
There you go.
I think he got you on that one as well. If I recall, the score was like 9-2. It was something absurd.
It was something really bad. Yeah. But that's better. I didn't even know Pantone at the time.
Yeah.
But
You're
now I'm
growing.
improving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 342. All right. Question number 3. This one was one you tied President Stanger on. So
Okay.
can you improve or will you do worse? Who's to say?
Oh, okay. Is it the schools?
Name as many of the schools in Binghamton University as you can.
Okay, I totally can do this.
Okay.
We have Harper,
Yes.
Decker,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
SOM.
Yes.
We have the School of the Arts now.
Yes.
We have the Pharmacy School.
We do.
We have the General Graduate School.
We do.
And we have CCPA.
You got them all 8.
There
That
you
was
go.
very impressive.
Yeah.
I think last time were you missing the graduate
I
school?
was missing graduate school because I didn't
It's
realize it
confusing.
wasn't...
Yeah.
I didn't understand that that's considered a separate school. I always just thought that the master's degree were like an
In the-
extension of like Harper or Watson or
I
whatever.
thought that as well.
No idea. Had no idea.
I think some of, maybe CCPA, like there's masters in CCPA.
There is, yeah.
But it's like, there is a graduate school.
Yeah, which I did not realize. So you learn new things.
All right, question number 4. This one, I'm not even sure I would know. Who is the SUNY chancellor? It's a tough one. Not a name that comes up into conversation very often.
Whoever they are certainly a looming powerful presence.
We respect.
And have a very important job. And got a lot to handle. But I don't know what their name is.
Yeah, so it is John B. King Jr.
John B. King Jr. That is a wonderful name. Very fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Question number 5 was a controversial one. What athletic conference is Binghamton in?
Okay, see, I know that I know it, but I, did a word wrong.
There's 2 choices, or maybe more than 2, but yeah. All right, so just take a stab. What's your answer?
I can't remember if it's, the America East Conference or American East Conference, but I got one of something wrong there. So I'm allowed to say both.
You got to pick one.
America East Conference?
It is the America East. Last time you said the American East. So you're doing a lot better than last time, I will say.
Okay.
All right, what is the name of the Nobel laureate who is a part of the Binghamton faculty?
Okay, I don't have to get it right because I'm asking for this, but can I get a hint? I got it wrong, but give me a hint.
I'll give you the first name.
Okay.
M. Stanley. Does that jog any of the last name?
I'm so upset with myself. The amount of times I've seen his name.
He's British.
Ugh.
Do you want me to tell you?
No, give me a letter.
W.
Oh my gosh, maybe
Whittingham. M. Stanley Whittingham.
See, it was there. It needed to be prodded.
Yeah. So you're definitely doing better than last time, but there's still room to grow.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll do this again in 5 years and see what happens.
Maybe it'll finally stick. Some of the answers will probably change.
Yeah. Oh, there's the SUNY chancellor. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know how long.
Colleges. Maybe we'll have them with colleges. We already have the School of the Arts up and coming.
Yeah, the pharmacy and arts are both really good. Anyway, okay. Which famous rock band played at Harper College in 1970?
Was it the Grateful Dead?
It was the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
I don't think you got that last time.
I didn't, but I remember him saying that and me being shocked.
Yeah. All right, number 8. What is the name of the 2014 romantic comedy starring Hugh Grant and Marissa Tomei that was partially filmed at Binghamton University?
Yeah, I don't remember.
So this one, when we did it last time, I hadn't seen it. I have watched it.
Did you like it?
It was okay.
What part is filmed in Binghamton?
So there's scenes on the campus, but
here?
Yeah. My frustration though is that there's the bookstore, but it's not our bookstore, and it's some of it is Binghamton, but some of it is very obviously not Binghamton, and it's frustrating to watch that.
Wait, so what could you see that is campus?
There's shots of campus. So the wide shots of campus they use, but this is buildings, or they probably filmed somewhere else.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and they filmed there's a house. It looks like the city of Binghamton.
Wow.
So he lives on the west side, presumably somewhere.
Interesting.
But yeah. All right, question number 9. This one's a tough one. I think maybe you'll get closer than you did the first time.
Oh no.
How large is the nature preserve in acres? I think last time you said it was about 50 acres.
Is what I said?
I think so.
Okay, then I'm going to go with 115 acres.
It's 190 acres.
Okay.
So you got better, although, yeah.
I've improved, yeah.
Still a little short.
It was such a traumatic experience to do so poorly in that trivia game that I think I just blocked out most of it and didn't want to commit it to memory.
Okay. Number 10, last question.
Okay.
Almost over. Where did Binghamton rank on the 2023 Forbes College ranking?
Was it 54?
52. Very good. You were very close.
Yeah.
So you definitely improved. So I'm happy to say that.
Okay.
Good job.
I'm okay with that.
All right, we're gonna do another segment. This one was last featured on our Professor Steve podcast. We asked Professor Steve his favorite things, inspired by Oprah. Rachel and I will now share our favorite things in 10 selected categories. So we'll try to speed run this so you don't have to listen to us ramble forever, because we could.
We could.
Maybe leave a comment if you want to see a bonus podcast where we ramble about our favorite things. All right, first one is movie. Rachel, what's your favorite movie?
Okay, you can't, like, tell me to, like, list, like, a favorite movie of all time. Like, it just doesn't. Whatever. A movie I was obsessed with for a very long time, though, and did used to say was my favorite movie, is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Wow.
So, I'm going to say that. I'll give you that. One of my
Great.
favorites.
I actually haven't seen that.
Oh my goodness, you have to.
It's on the list.
You have to. Even Chris Thomas, who notoriously, I feel like, is a pain with things, we'll be very honest, if he hates stuff. Chris Thomas is a scholar. Loved that movie when I showed it. So, it's good.
Gotcha. My favorite movie is The Departed.
Okay.
Martin Scorsese. But, yeah. Okay, favorite television show, Rachel?
Okay, I'm going to go with HBO's Succession.
Interesting. That's on my list. Also haven't seen that one, but I'm going to watch it soon.
So good.
My favorite show is Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite color, Rachel?
Indigo.
Indigo? I'm going to go with, oh God, it's either blue or green. It depends on how I'm feeling. Today I'm feeling blue. I'm wearing a blue
Clearly,
shirt.
yes.
Yeah, like a navy blue.
Okay.
All right, favorite food, Rachel?
This is funny because this clearly connects to the next question, I will say.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Pizza! I love pizza.
My favorite food is chicken parm.
Chicken parm.
Although it's
even
not
though he hates
Italian.
the Italian Americans. Even though he hates the Italian Americans. It's all right.
Okay, number one, I never said that. You're extrapolating. Not fair. Okay, what is your favorite pizza topping?
Okay, so I'm kind of lame. I say I love pizza, right? But I really just like a good plain cheese pizza. But I will say I do love to dip my pizza in ranch.
Interesting.
So we'll call that my topping.
I'd say my favorite is chicken cutlet. So just chicken
Oh,
parm.
okay. Yeah.
Same answer again. Okay, what is your favorite soup?
Okay, I am not a big soup person, so I'm going to go with a really childish answer and hit it home with a chicken noodle.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wrote this and I didn't even have an answer. Like, I love lots of soups. Right now, like, I'm feeling chili. Like, I love chili, so.
Okay.
It is a soup technically.
Okay.
Sure. It's like a.
We'll let it go.
At Panera, it's part of their soups, I think. So that's my yeah.
All right.
All right. Favorite ice cream flavor.
This can range, but in general, I'll say like a coffee cappuccino ice cream.
See, I like coffee too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with like a kind of a cheating answer. It's a very specific flavor of Perry's ice cream, which they have a lot of in Binghamton. It's called Tuxedo, and it's like fancy vanilla, dark chocolate, and coffee all in one.
Whoa, I've never had that.
It's like you can get it at Wegmans.
Really?
That's where I've seen it.
That sounds delectable.
And it's so good because it's like really high quality of each flavor, and they you can eat them on their own. You can. It's like, in Ratatouille when he takes like the strawberry and the cheese and he puts them together. It's like, wow, the flavors combined. Like, that's how I feel when I eat that ice cream. It's like, oh, the chocolate and the vanilla.
It's perfection.
The chocolate and the coffee. It's just great. Favorite time of day, Rachel?
All right, so I'm going to cheat by giving a semi-long-winded answer because I used to think it was nighttime because I stay up late. I don't like getting up early. But I have very quickly realized this year that I think I'm actually like a really big fan of like mid to late afternoon because that's when I'm like at peak capacity, and then like the sun is still out and you can kind of go in the sun and like feel not depressed and like you want to cry and you're stressed out. So as of late, it's been kind of like that like late afternoon, early evening like kind of vibe is my favorite time of day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with early morning. I'm a morning
Crazy.
person.
Insane.
I like the feeling of like walking on campus and it's like no one's here. It's like, it's cool.
I understand that, but it's the literal abuse to my body of trying to get up early in the morning that I can't handle.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
All right, next one. Rachel, what's been your favorite class at Binghamton University?
I really don't know, but I'm just gonna go with like my gut like response of what I like want to say, and I'm gonna go with community building via debate.
Wow.
Because that's just like what came to mind. If I thought harder, I could probably pick something more relevant to my major that I probably enjoyed more. But the thing that I connect with the most in like an experiential sense and like how I enjoyed that, like I just feel like it was so much fun and also so stressful and also so like impactful on like my orating skills and like my debate skills. So like I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, it's a good pick. That was on my board. I'm trying to think now. I'm not going to say the same one, but that was definitely one of my favorites. I would probably say Cinema 121.
Cool.
Which I took and was really fun. I had a lot of fun. We got to watch movies in class. That's my dream.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to write papers about movies. And, like I always liked English class, but I loved writing papers about movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was really happy doing that, so that was cool.
Wonderful.
All right, last one. Favorite hobby, Rachel?
Okay. I'm going to give 2 answers. Because, in general, I would say my favorite hobby, probably playing video games. But while at Binghamton, I definitely occupy most of my time ballroom dancing. So, depends on the time of year. But those 2.
Cool. I'm going to go with cooking.
Yes.
If you've listened to any podcast, you probably have figured that out. Okay. All right, so that was favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel,
Is it my turn to take the reins?
did you have anything else you wanted to talk about on this podcast?
I did.
Okay.
Eli kind of prepared some fun stuff, which I love to do because it's always fun to gab with Eli. But unfortunately, this is in fact our final podcast together. Although, you can always come back and visit. He's like, no. So I kind of wanted to ask you a couple of things with your wise wisdom as a pseudo-senior.
Well, a senior.
Pseudo-senior.
A junior senior.
A pseudo-senior.
Still a senior. Still
no,
graduating.
You're still class of 25, but it's okay.
Oh, I'm class
No,
of
you're
20.
class of
My
25.
diploma will say 24.
The database says otherwise, but we don't have to get into that. So first I want to start off with something fun and maybe just talk to you about, like, what some of your favorite memories or experiences have been, like the most positive, like, peak moments you've had here at Binghamton. So it could be anything like, oh, like, I loved working late night, or there was this really weird specific thing that we did, or it's me playing Switch games at my house at night because Eli is a god at, like, Nintendo Switch Sports. But
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll give you the floor.
Favorite? Oh, wow. That's tough. It's something that I've thought about a little bit, so I'm glad you asked me. Certainly, I feel like it's a lot of the little things that, like, it's not, I don't have, like, to say, like, oh, on March 7th at 7 p.m. we did this thing. It's just, like, they're, like, hanging out, and they're, like, playing video games and the, playing board games and watching movies and watching basketball. It's, like, all those little things with friends and such that have really made it special is what I would say. Certainly, okay, that's, like, my, like, fun answer. I'm going to talk about, like, all of the jobs I've had here have been really awesome and have really, like, helped me learn what I want to do after college. So I'm talking, like, orientation, scholar's office, late night, like, all of those things. I've been really grateful to have had those opportunities. And the last thing I want to say is my research experience in chemical education. I've really enjoyed, and I've had the chance to present my, like, posters and, like, write papers, so it's been really fun. And it's kind of helped me realize that, like, I do have a place in research, because I really thought I didn't, like, belong. Because, like, I didn't enjoy, like, being in the wet lab. So in chemistry, that's, like, what most of chemistry research is. It's, like, doing lab work, and I don't really like that. So I was like, oh, I guess this isn't for me. But I kind of came, like, full circle of, like, oh, you know what, maybe this is for me, just in a different way.
Yeah,
so
that's very interesting. Your response kind of, like, piqued my interest in something that I don't think I've ever asked you. Obviously you said, like, working on campus has been very formative in your decision to kind of, like, pursue, like administrative higher education, essentially, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So when you came to college, what were you anticipating you wanted to do?
I thought I wanted to be a chemistry teacher.
Okay, that's not as far off as I thought.
Yeah, it's still education.
But you're now like, wait, like, I want to, like, build education, kind of, in a sense.
Yeah, or, like, work. Well, so I'd love to be a professor of student affairs and do higher education research is what I'm interested in. But yeah, I mean, I'm very happy to be an administrator too. Like, I'm not really sure quite where my path is gonna go.
And that's what grad school's for.
There's a lot of options, and I think they all sound pretty cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like it's so encouraging for people to hear that, like, you come in, you have your major or whatever, but, like, so much will change about what you think, just from not even doing school coursework.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with classes.
Kind
of the other stuff. The extracurriculars.
Yeah, I just wanted to share personally, in my experience spending time with Eli Angler, is one thing I will always appreciate you for, is your ability to, like, plan an event.
Oh,
Like,
thank you. Yeah.
I feel like every time we threw, like, little group hangouts, little group parties, because we would do, like, let's play video games, let's get pizza, let's do ice cream, whatever. There was always, like, there's an element of organization, but there's also, like, this element of, like, kind of, like, a bit going on. Like, do you remember when we did the, like, end-of-year presentations?
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like you are always able to eat that up, like, just a little insight on, like, working at the Scholars Office. We do staff meetings every Friday.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of, like, boringly going around, like, talking about what they do. And then Eli over here is like, okay, guys, I'm plugging in. And we'll, like, whip out the HDMI cord and, like, present, like, graphs and visuals and, like, all the mini games he comes up with the program that we send out on the listserv. And it's like, obviously you're partially serious about it, but is this element of, like, it's a bit?
Oh, no, it's definitely
It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that I will always appreciate, because it's, like, a well-planned bit.
Thank you.
And I can always get down for that.
I appreciate that.
And I'm going to miss that element when you are gone.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like, you take something that otherwise would maybe be mundane.
Yeah.
And maybe staff meetings are very important.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, they can be a little dry, you know?
Yep.
And to kind of have fun with it. And that's, like, my philosophy for life, is, like, how can I take this thing that maybe, like, isn't that exciting, but how can I make it fun? How can I make it exciting? And, you know, make it funny. I mean, I try to be funny, you know, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's the beauty.
I remember at the end of freshman year, you, like, passed out those movie posters to people.
Oh, my God,
where you, like, edited their faces on it. And it's just things like that. It's, like, I feel like people can be, like, fun or funny, but, like, you go the extra mile of, like, planning something and executing, which I really appreciate.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like one of my skills is I'm very, like, organized. It's like, okay, I have a vision, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna execute on it, and that's my.
And it's rare that someone can take that, like, type A personality, like, organizational whatever, but, like, spin it in, like, a fun, like, recreational, like, social way. But kind of moving along.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're
Very,
welcome.
very kind words.
The thing I wanted to close with
Mm-hmm.
is, you know, this is your little baby. Obviously, I was super excited when the idea was proposed, and, like, totally wanted to hop on and been so grateful to be your co-host. But, like, it is your child. You are the father of the podcast.
Yeah.
And so as the father of the podcast, I wanted you to kind of provide some wise words to our listeners about what you've learned here at Binghamton. You know, we always throw this question to, like, the seniors.
Yeah.
Kind of forgetting that you yourself are actually technically a senior.
Yeah.
You are the same status as Captain Braco and Derek Weisberg. So, what's your advice?
Oh, wow.
What have you learned?
Advice? You know, there's a lot of, like, generic advice that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to be, like, a little more interesting.
Put the Eli spin on it.
Put the Eli spin on it. I think if I've learned one thing at Binghamton, it's, like, you have to know who you are. And if you don't know, you have to learn who you are. And I think that's kind of one of the beauties of college. Or honestly of life in general. Like, this, I don't care how old you are. I don't care what, you know, educational experience you have, right? It's never too late to learn who you are and what you want to be. And then, there's two things, right? It's number one, you have to know who you are. And if you don't, like, you have to develop who you are too. That's part of college.
Right.
But then you have to execute on who you are, right? It's one thing to know something. It's another thing to live that value. And so it's like I might know, okay, like, I like doing, you know, these 3 hobbies, right? And it's like, but I don't do them, you know? It's like, how do you, to take that next step to say, I know it makes me happy, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Or it's like, you know what? I think that computer science makes me happy, but I'm currently, like, a bio major. Like, to go out and, like, take steps to, like, actively, like, make that a part of your life, right? Because it's not easy, and no one is going to sit there and force you to do it.
Right.
Right? And that's, like, we're becoming adults, and we are adults legally.
Yes,
but like, becoming
independent,
and it's part of that is taking initiative to say, like, okay, I want to learn how to cook, so I'm going to teach myself, right? And I'm going to watch YouTube, and I'm going to read books, and no one's sitting you and saying, oh, you have to do this thing.
Right.
So that's my advice, right? Is to know who you are and then live who you are, and don't live someone else's life. Live your own life.
That's true. I think it is far too easy to kind of ride the wave.
Yeah.
And let things happen and kind of, like, lose yourself in, like, either responsibilities or maybe other people. And even now, currently, myself, I still struggle to be like, oh, like, if I want to be happy, you kind of have to, like, even if your circumstances are really difficult, you still have to, no matter what, actively make an effort to do the things for yourself. Yeah. And that's a really hard lesson to learn. Also, kind of balancing between, like, doing things for yourself and doing what you also think is right.
Yeah. And or doing what other people expect you to do. Yep. That's a huge one, right? Is like, yep. There's certain expectations people might have of you, and you might have of other people, right? And it's like, you can't tie your happiness to someone else, right? Now in either direction.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's always that balancing act. And so
yeah.
I'm still learning how to do that for myself. And I really do find that looking at, even though I'm not a senior, looking at who we both were when we came in freshman year to now, it's kind of crazy how much older I feel, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I feel older.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a lot of, like, just like, I feel like I know more,
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't know what you don't know until you know it.
Until you know it. You don't know what you don't know.
I'm like a firm believer, like, I could tell you to do something, like you, the listener, and I don't think that's really the best way to learn, right? The best way is to go out and live, and you'll kind of figure these things out.
Yeah. Here is what you can anticipate. Have fun.
This is what our experiences were. Now you go out and have these experiences and learn your own lessons. But
very wise words from Father Scholars with a capital S podcast.
Yeah, I like that title, Father the podcast.
Yes, your father. You are the founding father of the Scholars with a capital S podcast. How's that feel?
Feels pretty good. Thank you for that title, Rachel.
Yes, you are very welcome. We'll put a little plaque in the office, in the Wall of Fame. You will eternally be there as the founding father.
Wow. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
But yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping to discuss with you today while I have you trapped in this conference room.
Thank you. Those were very good questions.
Thank you.
There's a lot of insight, I feel like, from both of us. And I appreciate you shared your wisdom as well.
Yeah, a little bit. Very, very much extrapolated from your own experiences, but yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I think that's all that we have for you. If you're getting emotional, that's totally normal. This is kind of the end of the road. One of the things, I saw this in the movie Nomadland, which won Best Picture. It was released in 2020, so the COVID year. So, there's not that many movies, but it's a great movie. I highly recommend it. And one of the things, there's like a conversation between one of the characters and another character. And they're talking about like saying goodbye. And this guy, he's kind of like a nomad, as I'm sure you could tell from the title. And he's like, I don't like to say goodbye, because that implies some sort of finality. Like, what I like to say is, I'll see you down the road. And so wherever that is down the road, our dear listeners, we'll see you down the road.
Catch you on the flip.
The flippity flip, yeah. But yeah, as always, it's Scholars with a capital S.